The main contributors to the 6.3% annual inflation rate were food and non-alcoholic beverages, transport and housing and utilities. While food price increases remain high, the pace has slowed in May when compared to April. Most food and non-alcoholic beverage categories recorded lower annual inflation, with the exception of sugar and sweets and desserts. Food inflation was lower at 11.8% when compared to the April reading of 13.9%. Transport inflation recorded an increase of 7%. In May, prices of both grades of petrol increased by 37 cents per litre, while diesel went down by 74 cents per litre.
We generally think there's an ongoing pass-through of cost pressures from the producer, from the retailers. You would remember retailers that say it's costing them a lot to run generators to keep foods cold. So you're seeing that filtering still in the numbers, and that's why you still have monthly pressure on food inflation. We were very, very concerned that during the winter months we might see an escalation in load shedding to say stage 8, and that would be something new for producers, retailers to deal with, and that would drive food inflation even higher. So it has been positive that in June specifically, we haven't yet seen that escalation in load shedding, and hopefully that supports a slowdown in food inflation, a stronger slowdown in food inflation going forward.
The slowing inflation could give the Reserve Bank room to slow the pace of the interest rate hikes or even pause them.
Interest rates probably won't go down pretty soon, but because of that lower inflation number, plus also the expectation of lower food inflation and thus lower headline inflation over the next few months, in terms of my forecast, in headline CPI inflation can be below 6% by June and below 5% by July, and around 4.5% for the rest of the year. So that means it's unlikely that the Reserve Bank can hike rates any further this year. So in terms of my forecast, looking at these numbers, what comes through the pipeline, etc., and the lagged effect of past rate increases on the economy, we've seen the last rate hike by the Reserve Bank in May.
The Reserve Bank expects inflation for this year to average 6.2%, slowing to 5.1% next year before reaching the midpoint of the target bracket in 2025. Gloria Sefako Mosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.